I'm probably the most excited person in the room next to Gershwin. We've walked a long road in the last year or so to get to a point where we are officially launching Dreamworker, but unofficially it started some time ago. And the team has been hard on the ground. Maxwell, Crystal, Siobhan, who are here physically on the ground doing all the hard work. And so excited that I didn't sleep last night, because this was the launch of a long period of planning and excitement and a bit of frustration for us. So I missed the turn off, and when I got to Saldanha this morning I realized I needed to come back. And I can't even blame the mist. I was so excited about what we were going to do today and how we we're going to launch Dreamworker. And also, I think Zanara just beat me to the punch with regards to partners, because we are really linking with many partners here, and the one not mentioned was Kalisa, who's also a great player on the ground, and how we got you in the first place. And so one of the key areas for us is that we have set up Dreamwork as an office here with 3 wonderful people, supported by my team from the central office. And the central office will bring a sophisticated system of databases and work business processes, and how we've really adapted the model of dealing with unemployed over the last, since 2008. And that is supported here. So the office is not alone, they're not isolated, they actually see us probably more often than they'd like to check up on them. And in the short while since we've been going, since about middle of February officially, we've already registered over 400 people, and that's they're still going to go through work awareness programs, and we're going to inspire them and empower them and link them to work processes even closer to that. But for me it's the people. So we've got this rather sophisticated business model that Dreamworker has built up over the last few years, but by the same token we've got a heart and a hand kind of approach. So backing that whole system is all about people. People sell people to people. And it's been our philosophy that we have to connect with some of the most extraordinary human beings that come through our door, and then guide them and help them in some way. And it's part of that process that we get to know ourselves. So when we were launching the office up in Port Shepstone recently, and we had to interview people, every single person that I interviewed for the job, I posed one serious question to them. I said, this is who you're going to be facing every day. She's about 40 years old, and she walks into the room and she's crying. And she has 3 children she's got to feed, and she's got no work. And her husband left her a little while ago, and her shack's burnt down. Now you have to deal with her. And this is the people that walk through Dreamworker's door every day. And part of our process is to say, we know you're looking for work and you know you're looking for a job, but we want to know who you are. What is the dream you have for your life? What is your purpose? Where do you see yourself contributing? And just out of that very question, because that question, what is the dream you have for your life, is the very question that the name Dreamworker led us to found the company. And so what is the dream you have for your life, plus what is your purpose and what is your contribution, starts a whole different conversation to that, what work do you want to, and where can we place you, because that starts you on a journey for life. And we share these processes through our Dream Diamond program, which is ask you about your purpose and your contribution and your dream, and how you're going to self-inspire yourself every day, because Dreamworker can't really do all the work for you. You have to do quite a bit of the work yourself. And one of my most beautiful stories that came out of Dreamworker many years ago, and it really exemplifies how we have to think out of the box in South Africa and in Africa and here in Atlantis. It's not about you trying to look for a job or any person, it's about you going to contribute and where you're going and where you see yourself happening, and that dream opens up that question for you. And so this one beautiful lady said to me, my dream that I have for my life is that I want a bakkie. And I thought, why a bakkie? So I was really intrigued. I said, tell me more. She said, not just any bakkie, it's going to be a flat bottom, big thing bakkie with an open at the back. And it must have a mattress. And I said, you want a bakkie with a mattress in the back? Now you've really got my attention. And she says, the reason I had the dream for my life to have a bakkie with a mattress at the back is because in my community, lots of kids are sick over the weekend. The mothers and fathers are either absent or drunk or can't take it. I want to take them to hospital on a Saturday morning. That's the dream she had for her life. And these stories have built an absolute cavalcade of information for us, is that Africa is not really necessarily about being the next Richard Branson or the next Bill Gates. Everybody wants to. 99 out of every 100 people who walk through the Dream Worker door, they want to help their community, want to support their community, want to help the person next door. Because if I put the stats into real down on the ground stuff, 40% of the working population is not working to the extent they can be working. That means in a street of 5, your neighbor next door has no work and no food coming into the neighbor on the other side of you has no work and no food coming to you. And that's a real issue we've got we challenged with, and that I think Dreamwork is trying to tackle. And wherever I go, and I spoke about it last night, and I'll speak about it continually, and I've done it for 4 years, and I'll never stop talking about it. We can solve unemployment in this country with partnerships, with people working together, with communities working together. There's work out there. We've got to find work and link them to work, and Dreamwork is part of that process of linking to the work. People deal with people, sell people to other people, connect with people. And so that part of the Dreamworker model, we've got a really sophisticated model, a cloud-based database that I think is the best in the country in terms of managing people. But when you've got to look into somebody's eyes. So I was at a forum recently, and I think Mike can support me with this, and said, what is your crazy, sophisticated model for understanding how good people's attitudes are and what passion they have? And I said, it's a very, very simple model. You look into their eyes. An individual looks into another person's eyes and has a conversation about who you really are and what your dream is, and suddenly they walk out of their office with their shoulders a little bit straighter, with a little bit more hope, and realizing they do have the tools that comes from the inside out to help them on their journey. And we just that very, very simple railway station in between, that link. So we thank the city for supporting us, and Douglas Murray Trust, and all the wonderful organizations that support us. But just to start, there's a wonderful poem by a guy called Patanjali, and I won't fully give you the thing, but he says, when you're inspired by some great purpose and some great project, and I say, we can achieve it, we can make this thing happen, we can really solve unemployment. It's going to take a bit of hard work. But when I look into the faces of the people walking through Dreamwork, and I look at the faces of the people in Dreamwork helping those walking through the door, I know we can make it happen. So thank you very much, and give us all the support you can. And we are really going to make a seriously fantastic social impact in Atlantis via Dreamworker. Thank you.